Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about the sign of trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. Okay. So in previous videos, we got to know that whenever we draw x-axis and y-axis in the graph paper, you can see that x prime, this is the x-axis, and y prime, this is the y-axis. And whenever we draw them in the graph paper, what they do? They divide the graph paper into 4 parts, and each of them are called quadrants. And we got to know that the name of this quadrant is first quadrant. Similarly, we will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, and this is second quadrant, this is third, and this quadrant is fourth. Okay, now let us say we have a point here in the first quadrant, and the name of this one is, for example, the position of this one is, we are considering 3, 4. Now, if I draw a perpendicular from this point on the x-axis, okay, what can we say? We can say that as the value of x is 3, we have traveled 3 along x-axis, correct or not? And the value of y is 4, so along y-axis we have traveled 4 unit. Okay, so this is 3 and this is 4. There is no confusion about it. Then let us complete a right angle triangle by joining the point 3, 4 with the origin. This is the 0, 0 point, that is the origin. So as this is a perpendicular, this is 90 degree, and this triangle is a right angle triangle. Now, in right angle triangle, if I know the length of two sides and I want to know the length of the third side, there is a theorem we can use. I hope you can guess, that is the Pythagoras theorem, right? So according to Pythagoras theorem, if I try to find out, let us consider this distance to be r. Okay, so 90 degree, the opposite side of 90 degree, that is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse square will be equal to summation of the other two sides square. So from here we get the value of r as 5. So this is equal to 5, right? Okay. So if I try to find out what is the value of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, those are the trigonometric ratios that we learned in the previous chapter, correct? So if I want to know the value of them, I must consider an angle to be theta. So let us consider this angle to be theta. Okay, so according to this angle, okay, this 4 is the opposite side, so this is opposite. Okay, and this 3, it is the adjacent side, and the opposite side of 90 degree, it is always the hypotenuse, right? Okay, I'm writing it here so that it becomes easier for us to understand. Okay, now if I want to write, this is for the first quadrant. Okay, if I want to know what is equal to sine theta, I will write, if you remember, we learned about this one. So, right? That means sine equal to oppo by hypo. So, opposite is 4 and hypotenuse is 5. So, 4 by 5. And then cos, adjacent by hypo, so adjacent is 3 and hypo is 5. So, 3 by 5. And then tan theta is equal to oppo by adjacent. So, that is 4 by 3. And the other three, cosec theta is just the opposite of sine theta, cos theta, sec theta is opposite of cos theta, and cot theta is opposite of tan theta. The main thing that we are trying to get from here is the signs of the trigonometric ratio. So we can see that sine theta, it is positive here, cos theta is also positive, and tan theta is also positive. So the opposite quantity of them, that is cosec theta, cot theta, or sec theta, they will also be positive. That means in the first quadrant, we can say that all the trigonometric ratios are positive, all positive. Now we can see that we have taken another point in the second quadrant. Now we want to know if in the second quadrant also all of them are positive or not. So the second quadrant, the point will be, as we are traveling in the negative direction of x-axis, the value of x will be negative, and the value of y, as we are traveling in the upward direction, it will be positive. So minus 3, 4. In the similar manner, using Pythagoras theorem, if we find out the value of this line, the length of this line, it will again be 5. Okay, so again we will consider this angle to be theta, so this will be opposite this will be adjacent, and this will be hypotenuse. Okay. Now for the second quadrant, let us see what is sine theta equal to. Sine equal to again oppo by hypo, so 4 by 5. 4 by 5. So we can see that sine theta is positive, and so will be cosec theta. Cosec theta will also be positive. Then cos theta. Cos theta is adjacent by hypo. So adjacent here is -3, and hypotenuse is 5. Okay. So here the value is not our focus. Our focus is the sign. Okay. So you can see that cosec theta is negative here, and so will be sec theta. So cos and sec, they are negative, but sine and cosec, they are positive. What about tan and cot? If you take tan theta, it will be oppo by adjacent, so 4 by -3. 4 by -3, again it is negative, so cot theta is also negative. That means in the second quadrant only two of the quantities are positive, that is sine and cosec. Okay, so we will write here sine, cosec, they are positive here. Similarly, if you go on checking now for the third quadrant, you can see that in the third quadrant also we have a point. Okay. So this point, to come to this point, we have to travel in the negative direction of x and negative direction of y. So -3 and -4, that quadrant. And now let me erase all thing. Okay. So this angle will be our theta now, and for this theta, this -4 will be opposite, this -3 will be adjacent, and this, as this is 90 degrees, the opposite side of it, it will again be 5 if you calculate it using Pythagoras theorem, and this is hypotenuse. Now in this one, let us see which ones are positive and which ones are negative. We will begin with sine theta again. Sine theta is equal to oppo by hypo. Opposite is -4 and hypo is 5. So -4 divided by 5. So again this is negative quantity. So cosec theta will also be negative here. Then cos theta. I hope you understood that in each case we are trying to form a right angle triangle, because we can only apply the trigonometric ratio for right angle triangle, not for any other triangle. Okay, so that is why here also we formed a right angle triangle, and we are considering an angle to be theta other than the 90-degree one, and according to that we are placing we are considering the sides to be opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. If you have studied the previous chapter properly, then this should be easy for you. Okay, so cos theta will be equal to adjacent by hypo. So that is adjacent is -3, as you can see, adjacent is -3 here, and hypo is 5. So it is again negative quantity, so sec theta will also be negative. So sine, cos, sec, all of them are negative here. What about tan and cot? Tan theta is equal to, it is oppo by adjacent, so -4 by -3. -4 by -3, minus minus, they will cancel each other, so you will get a positive quantity, and so you will get cot theta also positive. That means in the third quadrant, who are positive? Tan theta and cot theta, they are positive. Now in the fourth quadrant, I will leave it up to you. Okay, I will just plot the point for you. Okay, this is the point 3 comma -4. Try to find out which are the trigonometric ratios who are positive here. Okay, so pause the video here and try to find out in the similar manner that we have done so far. Okay. Okay, so I believe that you have already completed. I will tell you the answer now. In the fourth quadrant, I will not show you the details calculation because it is quite similar to the previous one. Here you will get cos theta and sec theta to be positive. Okay, so here cos and sec. All other quantities will be negative here. So if I summarize all the information that we have learned so far, yes, so like we can see in this picture that in the first quadrant that all are positive, and in the second quadrant only sine and cosec are positive. Third quadrant tan and cot are positive, and in the fourth quadrant cos and sec are positive. So you must keep all of this information in your mind because we are going to use it while solving the future problems. Okay, so I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, kindly let me know in the comment section. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.